Hello, my name is Miley McNicholas, your Miss Northeast Junior High United States 2021, and this is More Than a Birthmark. Welcome to More Than a Birthmark, the web series featuring individuals with birthmarks to raise awareness and share some fun facts about this amazing community. My name is Miley, and today we are joined by Tim Rowe. Thanks so much for joining us today, Tim. Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Oh, just got home for lunch and pretty full.
What did you have?
We had tacos, me and the wife.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Nice family restaurant here in town.
Yeah.
So, is it Mally or is it Maley?
It's Miley. I get a lot of
Miley.
different things, so.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know for sure.
Oh no, it's perfectly fine. I actually like hearing like the different ways people say it because I don't know. I just find it fun. So let's get into it. Tim, I see you decided to volunteer today because you really wanted to spread the word about the birthmark community. What inspired you to talk about your birthmark today?
Yeah, I do. I was born with the birthmark here and here, and then I have it like on my head. Of course, my hair is really long. I got it pulled back right now, but I've got some on my arms and on my back and my chest. So I'm pretty covered with it. And like when I was a baby, I've been seen by doctors and stuff. My parents, they're deceased now, but they didn't know what it was. We weren't educated. And so my mom and always called my leg, which is my biggest problem now, a tumor, because the doctors would say, this is a tumor and it's bigger than the other, and the birthmark is just from birth, and that's all there is to it. Well, I'm 53 now, but back in 2018, I had to go to St. Francis in Peoria, Illinois, and see a vascular doctor. Uh, and they told me that you have Sturge-Weber syndrome. And I'm like, well, what the heck is that? And so they explained it to me. And I'm like, well, all this time from since I was little, I never knew what this was. I just always called it a birthmark. But I never had a diagnosis put along with it. So now I'm educated and I know a little bit more about my problem. And since now I'm 53 years old, I'm getting it's getting harder for me because it's not just a birthmark. That's why I want to, make it aware to others and educate them that it also causes vascular problems.
Right.
Like my leg is so bad now, I get cellulitis, which is an infection of the skin, if you're not aware. Um, I get ulcers, which are open sores. Luckily, I haven't had one for a while, but cellulitis, I'm being treated with antibiotics for the cellulitis right now. And I catch that like easily. And it's my own fault because I scratch. I itch because my skin is so thin, and I have a lot of varicose veins around. I'm missing a big important vein in the back of my leg. So with that being said, long story short, it gets harder and it gets worse as I age. So I wanted to make people aware, like Chelsea Pete, you know her, right?
Yes.
She has the eye problem, with
Right.
her birthmark. I have the vascular disease on my leg. We all different, we all have different types of problems with that port whiten stain because it is a neurological thing. So
Right.
that's what pretty much what I wanted to say.
And I can totally agree with that because I have it. It basically affects my leg, and I definitely sometimes get really itchy down there. And another thing is, I just want to say, like, I after hearing so many people's stories, I'm like so grateful that I was like, I was diagnosed so early because some of you guys didn't get diagnosed till later because they had no idea what it was and there wasn't a lot of people with it. So I
Right.
think that is like I'm so grateful, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you're a lucky one.
Yeah, I would say so. I would definitely say so. So, I hear that you're an empty nester and you and your wife love to watch movies together. What is the last movie you watched and would you recommend it?
Oh, absolutely. We saw a movie called Angry Grandpa. It was a comedy, and it has Robert De Niro in it, and he has a grandson who, well, he came to live with um, the grandchildren, and he's living with his daughter and her husband. Long story short, he had to have his room, and he got moved to the attic or the basement or whatever, and so they were in, like competing with each other to get his old room back. So it got kind of hairy throughout the whole movie, and it got funny. They would play pranks on each other. And me and the wife, we sat here at home and had a good laugh. So
I could always use a good laugh, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. So, what is your favorite movie?
Oh God, there's a few of them. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which is probably way before your time. It was 1975 when it came out. Michael Douglas, the actor who directed this movie, is so good. It's got a lot of stars in it. The Green Mile with Tom Hanks. Just so many. There's a few of them there. Shawshank Redemption is another one. Yeah. So I really like movies. We used to go before the COVID thing happened. We used to go to the movies like every other Saturday. We call it date night. Yeah. So I'm sorry for looking up at you because I have bifocals and you're just not that clear. So I'm looking through my bifocals.
Okay, that's totally fine. Yeah. So, I see that you work in food service. What has been
Yeah.
your favorite job and why?
Um, well, I really like working with um, food. I think I've done it a few times. I've had a lot of jobs, but this is kind of fun. Everybody is on a line together. We work together. I have a lot of friends, and it's not just work. We hang out after, and sometimes go to a bar and have a few beers or whatever. It's not just hanging out at work. Working with these people, it goes beyond that, and I kind of like that because I have one friend who's a 20-year-old guy, and he's got autistic or something like that, some kind of a mental disability, and he just loves me, and he thinks I'm the greatest. He calls me his homie.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's kind of nice to have friends to work where you work, and the job is not that difficult. So this is probably one of my favorite jobs of all the ones I've had.
right. And I'm assuming you like cooking?
I'm not really a big cook per se, but I love breakfast. I do cook breakfast pretty good. I taught my son, and he's not with us anymore. He's down south in Texas, and he's learning and cooking stuff with his coworkers. His job took him down to Texas, so I taught him a few things in the kitchen about breakfast. So yeah, I I I do breakfast pretty good. That's about it.
Yeah, this morning I actually made blueberry pancakes and they were pretty good. Obviously, I couldn't
Nice.
yeah, I use Bisquick because I'm not that talented, but they
Right,
were pretty
right.
good. So,
Hey, that's still good too.
yeah. So, you and your wife have been married for almost 28 years. If you could take her anywhere in the world for your 30th wedding anniversary, where would you go and why?
Oh, that's easy. She has Norwegian blood in her, so I would take her to Norway.
Norway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have Norwegian in me. I'm more Irish and German and Dutch, but she is really. I mean, if I can show you around the room a second, we have Norwegian flags. I don't know why she puts them up, but she really loves her heritage and the foods. Like I don't know if you ever heard of a lefse.
No, I
It's
don't.
kind of like a potato patty. It's flat, looks like a taco, but it's really good. You put it on butter and you heat it up in the microwave for like 10 seconds. It's really good, and
Sounds
it's been in her family for years. Her grandmother made it with her, but it's pretty big, popular with us. And I think I would take her to Norway.
that sounds like a cool place to go. Yeah. I know you are a man of faith and really lean upon God to help you through some of your difficult times. Like some of my other people that I've interviewed, use other things. I know that Ava, she likes to run, and Chelsea loves music. John loves to go into the fantasy world. So, um, can you share one of your favorite verses from the Bible and why it's so meaningful to you?
Um, One of the ones that sticks out, I believe, is in Matthew 18 or 20. I forget what the verses are, but if two or more gather in my name, there I am in the midst of you, or midst of them. And prayer really, even if the healing doesn't come right away, prayer is important. So when two or three gather in Jesus Christ's name, I really believe with all my heart that Jesus heals. So it's very important. My faith is very important. My wife knows how I am. You know, I I love God and I wear my cross every day. We're not supposed to wear them in the food business, but
Mhm.
I hide it because I can't take it off. I It's important to me.
And can I ask why you can't wear it in the food business? I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we have to wear beard nets. We can't wear our wedding ring. Well, we can wear a wedding ring, but we can't wear like extra rings. Like I got one on my thumb. We can't wear earrings, which I have two in, because they are afraid that it may drop as and fall into the food
Uh,
because the line goes down one end and you're putting food in the trays, and they don't want any jewelry being worn just for safety measures. So that's the reason for not having jewelry, but they will allow wedding rings. That's about it.
yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm kind of like breaking the rule, but I've seen some ladies there. They've got their necklaces in, and some of the guys there, they've got one of these big earrings that are like embedded in their lobes.
Oh yeah, the ones that you like put in.
Yeah, and those you can't take them out.
Right.
So they allow that. Why? I don't know. And I don't think that's right and fair that I can't wear these. But I don't know. I don't make the rules.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was confused. I was like, why? And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw on Facebook your favorite season is fall, which I love too. My
Yeah.
favorite thing about the fall is going to the pumpkin patch, toasting pumpkin seeds, pumpkin spice lattes, and of course dressing up for Halloween. What are your favorite things about fall?
I love the kids that come to the door on Halloween. I give out candy. I love the changing of the colors of leaves. I love the crisp, you know, brisk of air, out there in that beautiful world. Um, just overall, the fall scenery is just it breathtaking for me. It's my favorite. Um, yeah, we go to pumpkin patches as well. I don't know if you ever heard of Senguli.
I don't think I have now.
Yeah, it's again before your time. My wife is a huge fan of Singuli. He is a nighttime TV host for horror movies, and he wears the makeup. He wears a black top hat. He has a coffin. Silly, but it's like Tammy's favorite thing, favorite person on the planet. Like mine is Jesus. Hers is Senguli, and she has one of these props that's in his show. It's a chicken, a rubber chicken, and she's got one of those. She's like, I'm kind of bummed we didn't get to see Senguli this year because I need him to sign my chicken. But we've seen him like 3 or 4 times already.
Right.
He's a very nice guy. Beneath the makeup, he's another person. And yeah, that's probably one of Tammy's favorite person. And the reason why we like to go, the pumpkin patches and little Halloween festivals.
Yeah, I know this year I didn't go trick or treating because of the whole COVID thing, but I did give out like candy at like a table at the front of our driveway, and we would just stand back and like watch the kids take it. And I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fun to like see like all the different costumes. I know one kid, he did a man on a Zoom call, and he had like a suit up here, and then down here he had like PJs on, like PJ pants. And I just think I know my dad found that really funny actually because with all the COVID stuff, it makes so much sense.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, you are from Illinois, and I know your favorite football team is, of course, the Chicago Bears. I
Yep.
don't know much about football, but I asked my dad, and he said that the Bears had a pretty good season and were wild card pick for the playoffs. Do you have a
Yeah.
favorite player?
Um, if I had to choose one, I would think, and I'm drawing a blank on his name. But I'll just go with Trubisky, the quarterback. But there's a couple of players that I'm not thinking about their names right now that I really like. A running back, I can't think of his name, but I'm more of a baseball fan than a Bears fan, and I'm more of a Cubs fan. I've been a Cubs fan since I was a little boy.
Oh,
I've gone to many Cubs games, and my bedroom has Cubs galore. Over the years, I collected baseballs, and so yeah, I'm more of a Cubs fan than a Bears fan.
right. Yeah, um, no, we live near Philadelphia, so technically we should be like an Eagles fan. We're actually like a Raiders fan, and they started off pretty good, but by the end,
Yeah.
you know, eh. So
Uh huh.
yeah.
I've
Um,
never been to Philadelphia, but I'd love to go.
it's really nice there actually. I know I go there for like a type of physical therapy, and they have some pretty cool things there. There's this really nice town actually. They have like a really nice restaurant and all of that. So yeah.
Cool.
If you had a magical superpower, what would it be and why?
A superpower? Oh, I think I'd want to be invisible. Make myself invisible. Um, I don't know why.
It would just be fun.
Maybe if I can get out of some situations I don't want to be in.
Yeah, like an awkward situation. Invisibility. Okay, now I'm not there.
Yeah, yeah. Or maybe just scare people. Nah, I wouldn't do that. No, I don't know. I think that would probably be my favorite pick of what I would want to be as a superhero, is to be able to get invisible.
Yeah, that would be a fun one. I like that. Mhm.
Yeah.
So, before we end our interview, is there anything, sorry, additional you would like to share with our viewers today that we didn't cover?
Um, I'm really, really want to get people educated. I've been bullied when I was little, even by family members, who were ignorant, didn't know any better, what the kind of things we live, the kind of ways we have to live. I mean, as far as having the port wine stain, people can be cruel, especially children. They don't know any better. They say, well, where'd you get burned at? And I'm like, I was never burned. If I was burned, I would have scarring tissues.
Right,
And, it just, you know, it's hurtful, and, you cry and you get upset. People need to know that it's just, we don't have to be scared of us. We're not from Mars or something. It's just the way things are. I mean, one baby out of 50,000 will get birthmarks.
right. And I know, yeah, the thing is, I feel like a lot of the kids at my school, I think now that they know me and know what I have, they understand it more. But back when I was younger, they would find things to say. And there's still a few that are sometimes ask me like, "Oh, well, why are you sitting out from gym today?" And like you're not injured. But the thing is, like, it affects us, you know, different ways. And I think
Yeah,
there needs to be more education on it because if there isn't, then people are going to continue to say these things because they don't know what it is and a way,
right.
and they find a way of asking about it is almost like hurting us. They have to
Yeah.
find a way to almost say it. So yeah, I totally agree with that.
I used to get, offended at times, but when I got educated, I realized that I can't be doing that to other people. They don't know. But sometimes it hurts when they say, "Oh, you got burned," or "What happened to you? What happened to your face?" I'm like, "Well, I'm normal, just like you are. I just got a spot on me."
Right.
But you don't have to come at me and say, "Did you get burned, or did you fall down and hurt yourself, or did you get beat up?" It just hurts. But again, they don't know any different.
Exactly. And I would like to thank you so much again for joining me.
Thank you.
I really had a great time hearing your story, and
Thank you.
I'm really excited that I was able to learn that you're most definitely more than a birthmark. So,
I appreciate that. Really appreciate that. So thank you for what you're doing, and keep up the good work, and God bless you.
God bless you too.
Yeah.